Have you ever wondered how we went from carrying bulky car phones to sleek smart devices that fit in the palm of our hands? Mobile phones have evolved at an insane pace, changing the way we live, work, and communicate. But where did it all begin? Let's take a journey through the evolution of mobile phones. The concept of wireless communication dates back more than a century. In 1908, Professor Albert Jahn and the Oakland Transcontinental Aerial Telephone and Power Company claimed to have developed a wireless telephone. However, they were accused of fraud, and the idea didn't take off. Fast forward to 1917, Finnish inventor Erik Tigerstedt patented a pocket-sized folding telephone with a very thin carbon microphone, a concept remarkably similar to modern flip phones. Beginning in 1918, Germany tested wireless telephony on military trains between Berlin and Zossen. By 1926, train telephony was available for first-class passengers on the Berlin-Hamburg route. This was just the beginning of integrating mobile technology into transportation. During World War II, handheld radio transceivers became widely available, laying the groundwork for modern mobile communications. The 1940s saw the first mobile telephone services, but they were far from user-friendly. In 1946, Bell Labs introduced the first mobile telephone service in St. Louis, Missouri. The equipment weighed a whopping 80 pounds and required an operator to manually set up calls. By 1949, AT&T commercialized mobile telephone service, but the technology was limited. Only 3 customers could make calls at a time in an entire city. Imagine the frustration of waiting in line just to make a call. In the UK, there was also a vehicle-based system called Post Office Radio Phone Service, which was launched around the city of Manchester in 1959, and although it required callers to speak to an operator, it was possible to be put through to any subscriber in Great Britain. The service was extended to London in 1965 and other major cities in 1972. The 1950s and 60s saw mobile phone technology improving steadily. The USSR's Leonid Kupryanovich developed several experimental pocket-sized communication radios, some as light as 70 grams. However, most mobile networks at the time were still vehicle-based. In 1973, Motorola's Martin Cooper made history with the first handheld mobile phone call using the Dynatac prototype. Weighing over 4.4 pounds or 2 kilograms, it was far from today's smartphones, but it was a groundbreaking moment. Japan led the way in 1979 with the world's first commercial cellular network, developed by NTT. Shortly after, North America followed suit with the Advanced Mobile Phone System, or AMPAS, in 1983. While these first-generation networks enabled voice calls, they had major security flaws, like vulnerability to eavesdropping and phone cloning. On the 6th of March 1983, the Dynatac 8000X mobile phone launched on the first US first-generation network by Ameritech. It cost $100 million to develop and took over a decade to reach the market. The phone had a talk time of just 30 minutes and took 10 hours to charge. Many of the iconic early commercial cell phones, such as the Motorola Dynatac analog amps, were eventually superseded by digital amps in 1990, and AMP service was shut down by most North American carriers by 2008. Then came second generation in the early 1990s, bringing digital networks and SMS texting. The first GSM network launched in Finland in 1991, making way for the explosive rise in mobile communication. In 1989, Motorola introduced the first ever flip phone, the Motorola Microtac 9800X. 3 years later, in 1991, the first GSM network, Radiolinja, launched in Finland. The frequencies used by second-generation systems in Europe were higher than those in the United States. In 1992, the Nokia 1011 became the first mass-produced GSM phone, revolutionizing mobile communication. The 1993 IBM Simon was introduced. It is considered the first ever smartphone, featuring a touchscreen and built-in apps like a calendar, address book, clock, calculator, notepad, and email. Then in 1997, Nokia's legendary Snake game launched on the Nokia 5110, kicking off mobile gaming. By 1998, the Siemens S10 introduced the first color phone screen, and Finland's Radiolinja launched the first downloadable content, ringtones. In 1999, the Nokia 7110 became the first handset with a WAP browser, allowing users to browse the internet. The same year, the Samsung SPHM 100 Uproar became the first phone with MP3 music capabilities, and the Benefon Eski introduced built-in GPS. The first commercial payment system to mimic banks and credit cards was launched in the Philippines in 1999 simultaneously by mobile operators Globe and Smart. The first full internet service on mobile phones was introduced by NTT Docomo in Japan in 1999. The 2000s saw rapid innovation. Nokia launched its iconic Nokia 3310 in 2000, followed by the Nokia 9210, which had 8 megabytes of storage and web browsing capabilities. That same year, Sharp introduced the first phone with a built-in camera, the Sharp JSH04. In 2003, the Nokia 1100 became the world's best-selling phone with 250 million units sold, while BlackBerry launched its first true smartphone, the BlackBerry Quark 6210, combining web browsing, email, and messaging. In 2004, Nokia launched their first smartphone with a 1-megapixel camera on the Nokia 7610. The arrival of third generation changed everything. In 2005, Nokia introduced the Nokia 680, which is their first device with a front camera and a flash, with video calling as the main selling point. In the next year, 2006, HTC Titan 100 launched with a touchscreen and a slide-out QWERTY keyboard. Qualcomm's first Snapdragon chipset, the QSD 8250, launched in 2007. In the same year, Apple made their debut in the smartphone industry with the iconic iPhone. By 2008, HTC launched the first Android OS phone, the HTC Dream. The same year, Apple introduced the iPhone 3G running iOS 2.0. Next year, WhatsApp was launched and changed messaging forever, and Toshiba TG01, the first device with a Snapdragon chip, launched in the same year. In 2010, Apple's iPhone 4 introduced the high-resolution Retina display and front-facing camera, while Samsung released the Galaxy S, which was the thinnest smartphone at the time with a 9.9mm thickness. Google's first Nexus smartphone, Nexus One, designed by HTC, also launched in the same year. In the next year, 2011, Samsung Galaxy S2 came with an AMOLED display and an 8-megapixel camera, and the first Samsung Galaxy Note series with a 5.3-inch display and stylus. Remember, the maximum screen size of smartphones was 3.5 inches to 4 inches at that time. Siri, the personal voice assistant, was introduced by Apple in the iPhone 4S. The first PlayStation phone, the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play, launched and rose the mobile gaming market. Motorola introduced the first publicly available phone with a fingerprint sensor in their Motorola Atrix model. In 2012, the Nokia Lumia 920 launched with many features such as a super-sensitive capacitive screen and wireless inductive charging, which were later introduced in high-end Android phones. There were no significant innovations in the smartphone industry in 2013 and 2014. In 2015, the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge came with screens on the edges, allowing several additional features similar to today's curved displays. In the next year, the Google Pixel, the first Pixel device by Google, launched. Its exceptional camera ranked as the best mobile phone camera on DxOMark Mobile. Unlimited cloud storage facility for pictures on Google Photos was also provided. Sony's Xperia XZ, the first smartphone with a 4K HDR display, launched the same year. It was 9 years back. But Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 got the attention that year. Hope you guys all remember that. The evolution continued with foldable phones when the ZTE Axon M was introduced in 2017, followed by Samsung's first foldable phone, the Galaxy Fold, in 2019. In 2018, the Huawei P20 Pro came with a triple camera, and the LG V40 ThinQ launched with a 5-camera setup. Vivo Nex and OnePlus 7 Pro came with a pop-up front camera technology which helped enjoy the maximum screen space. No one followed this pop-up camera feature after that. No significant innovations were seen in smartphone technology. After that, high-end camera phones like the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra in 2020, featuring a 108 megapixel sensor and 100 times zoom. Today, with 5th generation rolling out worldwide since 2019, mobile connectivity is faster and more powerful than ever, enabling IoT, autonomous vehicles, and even real-time augmented reality applications. But no remarkable features to the smartphones. Companies started to follow on increasing RAM size, charging speed, camera zooming capabilities, etc. So what's next? Foldable screens, AI-powered assistants, and even brain-computer interfaces might be the future of mobile technology. Satellite connectivity is also making its way into smartphones, allowing users to send emergency messages from remote locations. Apple's iPhone 14 was among the first to introduce this feature, and more advancements are on the horizon. The journey from the past to the present has been incredible, and the future looks even more exciting. What do you think about the possible innovations in the future? Or the smartphone itself will disappear in the future? Let me know in the comments. That's a wrap on the evolution of mobile phones. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing tech content. Comment below and let us know. In which phone you are watching this video? What was your first mobile phone? See you in the next video.